Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and more Blood and Plunder for you today. We're taking a look at another of the British characters as we're getting closer to the end here for this part of the series and this faction. So today we have Francis Nicholson clocking in at 26 points, a historic commander. He can lead the British Army or the British Militia. We get that very sweet 16-inch command range, so we get a 32-inch bubble for that. So going to occupy a good chunk of the table. We do get the 2 command points as well. And he's got just pistol and standard melee weapon, so does not have the brace pistols like we've seen with so many of the other recent characters. But he does have high standing, strict, and tactician, so some different abilities from the ones that we've seen a lot of here recently. So let's jump in and see what that buys us and what that gets us for our 26 points that we invest for the character. So high standing. Due to physical limitations, inexperience, or arrogance, this commander doesn't move quickly or participate in acts of subterfuge. When a commander with high standing is attached to a unit with elusive, quick, scout, or skirmisher, that unit loses those special rules as long as the character remains attached. So you may need to be a little bit more careful in what you attach them to if you do want the units in your force to really maintain those abilities. So something to think about. Now, he does have strict. During his activation, any friendly unit rolling a test may gain 1 point of fatigue to apply a -1 bonus to the test. This may not be done if the unit is shaken or would become shaken, but it's pretty nice. Essentially, enforcing that discipline there. And hey, we're going to take some fatigue. We're going to do it the right way, and that's going to give us a bonus to a test. So hopefully, things like shooting lets us get that many more shots in that land hits and stuff like that. And then finally, Tactician. When a player draws their hand of cards at the beginning of their turn, they may discard and redraw a single card in their hand. This cannot be done if the commander has been removed as a casualty or if the commander's unit is shaken. So interesting there, basically getting us a little bit of a card filtering mechanic without necessarily having to burn a whole fortune point on drawing a new hand. Of course, now one card may not always make the difference, but it does give us a little bit of flexibility if we just have a card in our hand that does not help us at all in this particular turn. So interesting set of abilities here. So we get some potential downsides in the fact that we turn off certain abilities depending on what unit he joins, but that may or may not be a bad thing if the unit we're joining doesn't really have some of those abilities to begin with, but it's just something you got to be aware of, right? We want to ideally gain benefits, not necessarily lose benefits of certain rules. Strict is probably, I think, my favorite one of the bunch here, right? As long as we can mitigate fatigue throughout the force and really what we're going to be exposed to, there's definitely all kinds of situations where taking that fatigue to get that bonus will really help us. Could take already a great shooting situation, make it even better, and just land tons of shots. Could make something that's maybe kind of on the borderline as far as maybe we got to roll like 9s or something, bring that down to an 8 at least, a little bit more realistic or things like that. But just other tests as well. We're just harping on the shooting part of it here. So, and then Tactician is again nice just to have a little bit of card filtering ability there without having to dip into fortune points. And with our 2 command points too, if we need to really rally some troops and spread that ability around, if we have acquired some extra fatigue on top of what strict has maybe done for us, it lets us get those forces ideally back up and running at 100% efficiency. Then we can maybe consider applying strict and something again. So all in all, pretty neat stuff there. Interesting character. For the 26 points, I have not run him yet, but would be interesting to see. It's still a big chunk of points for those abilities, but it could be fun to run that. Certainly, the forces that he can run are pretty good anyway. British Army and British Militia are quite decent, if nothing else. But let us know, guys, how your games have gone actually with Francis Nicholson. Have you had a lot of success with him? Have you run him more in the Army or the Militia? And just show your overall thoughts on him as a character. Is he worth the points for you, or has he been worth the points? Hit us up in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll have more Blood and Plunder for you soon.